Hi, Catherine here, and today I'm going to show you how you can tell if your mango is ripe or not. So let's go and find out, and let's do some magic with fruit. Hi, Catherine here from greenthickies.com, and I help busy people to reach their ideal body weight in the most nutritionally sound way imaginable while avoiding hunger by making and eating fast, healthy, delicious food on the go. After having a baby, I had piled on 5 dress sizes and I was no longer able to follow time-consuming diets as I literally had no spare time or energy. This is what led me to inventing the Green Thickie recipe, which is a complete meal green smoothie that provides all of your nutritional needs. When you drink this for breakfast, and potentially also for lunch, you will satisfy your sweet tooth, reduce cravings and eliminate hunger while dramatically increasing your energy levels. By drinking Green Thickies, I quickly dropped the weight and had enough energy to enjoy looking after my baby. I've also helped thousands of people turn over a new leaf and reach their ideal weight in the healthiest way possible by making this simple change in their diet. Best of all, it's long lasting. I've been drinking Green Thickies every day for over 7 years now and I feel better than ever. If you want to get started by making your first Green Thickie recipe, you can get my free recipe card at greenthickies.com/basic or click the link below. All of my recipes are made using easy to find ingredients that you can get locally. Now that we've been introduced, let's get to the content. So as you can see, I've got a variety of mangoes in front of me, all of which are different levels of ripeness. So I'm going to show you which ones are ripe and which ones you should choose in the store. So these ones over here, the green ones, are not ripe, and these ones over here, the yellowy reddy ones, are ripe, and these two in the middle are on their way to being ripe. So how do you tell how ripe a mango is? So the first sign is the colour. Now this doesn't apply to all mangoes because some mangoes always stay green, but it applies to most of the ones that you'll find in the store. So generally when you buy your mangoes in the store, they want to maximise their profit, so they don't want to put ripe mangoes on the shelves because they'll go off too quickly and they won't be able to make any money. They'll end up throwing them away. So what they do is they put unripe mangoes on the store and we have to ripen them at home. So if you buy your mangoes, generally they will be green or green with a little bit of red on them. And when you ripen them at home, you will wait until they turn yellowy or reddy. So when you buy them, they'll probably have some green on them. The best sign of a really nice mango when you buy it in the store is more red. If you can buy a mango that's all red, then that's going to be really sweet and juicy and one of the best mangoes you've ever tasted. So if it's reddy or yellowy or orangey in the store, that's the best time to buy it. But if you can only find green mangoes, it's okay because they will ripen when they get home, so that's no problem. So when you put them on the shelves, you put them down and then they start to go a little bit, the green will start to turn a little bit yellow, and then eventually the green will go away completely and you'll just be left with mainly yellow and a bit of red. It depends on how much red there was to start with. So some bananas have more red than others, but generally the green will turn to yellow. So that's the first sign of ripeness, is the colour. And secondly, the second sign of ripeness that you can tell whether it's ripe is how soft it feels when you pick it up. So if you pick up a green mango in the store and you try and squeeze it down with your thumbs or your fingers, it will feel hard like a brick. Like you won't be able to push down the skin at all. It'll just feel like if you tried to bite it, it would hurt your teeth, that kind of hardness. And then when it's ripe, you can actually push it down, and I don't know whether you can see that, but there's a dent in there. So you push it down and there's actually dents in there. Now this one is perhaps a little overripe, but generally you will be able to push it down and you'll be able to see that the skin does go down, it leaves a little indent and you can just feel it. It's nice and soft. You just feel if you bit into that it would be really soft, you'd be able to bite through it really easily. So that's the second sign, is how soft it is when you feel it. Now the third sign is the smell of it. If you get an unripe banana and you smell it round about the stem here, you probably won't be able to smell anything at all. You won't be able to smell anything sweet or anything that smells like mango. But if you get a ripe banana and you smell it around the stem, it will smell like you expect mango to smell. You'll get this sweet aroma coming from it, and that will tell your senses that it's time to eat it, because smell's quite important when it comes to fruit. It tells us a lot about the fruit. And then finally, another thing that you can do to look at the ripeness is to look at the stem. So that's the stem there. So have a look at the stem and you'll be able to see that it will start to turn colour around the stem. It will start to turn yellow, and when it's ripe it'll all be yellow. So this one, you can see a little bit of yellow, but there's still bits of green around the outside. So that's a sign that it's on its way to being ripe but not quite ripe. And then when it's actually fully ripe, then it will all be yellow. There'll be no green on there. So that's the first sign of the stem. And then secondly, another sign of the stem that you can look for is that it starts to ooze out the juice of the mango, like that one. I'm not sure if you can see there, but there's some stickiness around there. It's leaked some of the juice out of there, and that's a sign that it is ripe, because all of the juice is really juicy and the juice has started to come out of it. And another way you can tell is that it starts to shrivel. So when you first buy a mango, it won't be very shrivelly. It'll probably look quite hard and quite shiny on the top, and when it has gone ripe, it will go shrivelly like that one. This one is probably a little overripe, but it's a good sign to show you how shrivelly it is. So it all shrivels up at the top, and when it goes overripe it'll become very shrivelly, because all the juice will start coming out and it'll start to ferment. And if you smell it as well, you smell it around here, if it smells like alcohol or it smells like it's gone off, then it's a sign that it's fermenting and it's too ripe. So that's not a good sign, so you might have to throw it away. But sometimes you can open them up and you can be surprised, and you can see that it's still good to eat. And you can try a little bit, you can see what it looks like on the inside. If it's all dark brown, when you open it up, if the flesh has gone brown, then it's gone off. It's fermented and it needs to go in the bin. But if you open it up and it's still nice and yellow and orange, then it's okay to eat. So that's a sign of how to tell whether your mango is ripe. Now, I am going to show you how you can ripen your mangoes at home. So when you buy your mangoes in a store, they might look like this. They might be green with a little bit of red on them. They might have a little bit of yellow. But basically, most stores will sell you the mangoes unripe so that they can make as much profit as you can. Now, it's not a big problem because you can ripen your mangoes at home, so don't worry too much if you can only find unripe mangoes, because they will turn from this to this. Mine did. These ones used to look green and they turned yellow at home, so they will ripen at home. So how long will it take to ripen your mangoes at home? Now, it depends on various things. It depends on where you live in the world, and it depends on the temperature of your house and the temperature of the environment that you live in, how long it will take to ripen. And it can take anywhere between 1 day and even up to 7 or 8 days. Now, at the moment I live in Scotland, and in Scotland it is generally a very cold climate, so my mangoes often they will take about 7 or 8 days to ripen, to get from this to this, and it can feel really frustrating. You feel like they're never going to ripen, but these ones do. These ones always ripen, the ones that I buy here. Sometimes they don't ripen, and sometimes if you've left them for like 2 weeks and they still haven't ripened, they're probably not going to ripen, so they've probably been picked too unripe. But a lot of mangoes, what they do with them is they pick them slightly unripe, but not too unripe that they won't ever ripen, and then they gas them. And the amount of gas that they use depends on where you live in the world. So it depends on how long it's going to take to get to you and what the temperatures are going to be like when they get to the store. So they give different levels of gases to different countries depending on where they're shipping them to. So it will take a different amount of time. Like for example, when I go to Spain, the mangoes there were ripening within 1 to 2 days of me buying them, which was perfect because I was only there for a short time. I didn't want to wait 7 days because I was coming home within that time. So in Spain they were beautiful, and also in Spain the ones I bought at the market, they were all bright red like that all over. They were beautiful, so they were pretty much ripe when I bought them, so they were lovely. So it does depend on where you live in the world. Please follow me on Instagram at Green Thickies. I share some great information and inspirational posts on there to help you learn more about nutrition and be inspired to take action every day. You can also find Green Thickies on Pinterest and Facebook. And don't forget, all of the full posts, including printable recipes, can be found on the website greenthickies.com. And from here, you can also check out the special offers in the Green Thickies store. Until next time, make it green, make it thick, making healthy habits stick. Lots of leafy love.